Imagine walking into a market with more than 10,000 different kinds of tomatoes on display. Some would be bright red. Others almost black. A few would stay green even when perfectly ripe. One would feel like a peach. Another would be completely hollow inside. And somewhere among them is a tomato whose entire family can be traced back to a single package of seeds carried across the world. Yet despite all this diversity, most people spend their entire lives eating only a handful of varieties. The tomato sitting in your kitchen is just a tiny chapter in a much bigger story. Behind these fruits are wars, scientific breakthroughs, decades of patient breeding, and discoveries that completely changed the way tomatoes are grown today. So today, we're counting down some of the most extraordinary tomatoes ever cultivated. Each one has a story stranger than the last. And by the end, you'll probably never look at tomatoes the same way again. Traveler's tomato. At first glance, the traveler's tomato doesn't even look real. Instead of forming one smooth, round fruit, it grows as a strange collection of connected lobes, almost like several tomatoes melted together. But here's the surprising part. Those separate-looking sections aren't individual tomatoes at all, they're all part of one single fruit. Its unusual shape comes from a natural genetic mutation called fasciation. During development, the plant's growing tip expands and fuses together instead of forming normally. As a result, the flowers become unusually large, the stems can flatten into ribbon-like shapes, and the fruit develops its famous clustered appearance. The name, traveler's tomato, comes from an old story connected to Central America. According to the legend, travelers could snap off one section during long journeys, eat it, and keep carrying the remaining fruit without it falling apart. Whether every part of the story is historically accurate is still debated, but the nickname has survived for generations because it perfectly matches the tomato's unusual design. Unlike sweet modern tomatoes, the traveler's tomato has a bright, tangy flavor with a noticeable citrus-like kick. Many gardeners describe it as refreshingly sour rather than sugary. Its birthplace is still uncertain. Some historians believe it originated in Guatemala. Others point toward Peru, while another theory suggests it appeared naturally somewhere in Central Europe through spontaneous mutation. Since historical records are incomplete, no single origin has been proven beyond doubt. One story that continues to circulate among seed collectors claims that travelers riding the Trans-Siberian Railway carried these tomatoes during journeys across Russia, eating them one section at a time over several days. Whether fact or folklore, it helped earn another memorable nickname, the Russian travel tomato. Indigo rose tomato. For generations, gardeners accepted one simple fact about tomatoes. No matter how many colors existed, red, yellow, orange, green, or even brown, none of them were truly purple. That changed in a university greenhouse. In the early 2000s, plant breeder Dr. Jim Myers at Oregon State University set out to create something that had never existed before, a tomato capable of producing large amounts of anthocyanins. The same natural pigments that give blueberries, blackberries, and purple cabbage their deep color. The challenge wasn't simply making a tomato look unusual. The goal was to introduce those beneficial pigments into the fruit itself using traditional breeding, without genetic engineering. The breakthrough came from an unexpected place. Hidden inside seed collections were wild tomato species gathered decades earlier from remote regions of Chile and the Galapagos Islands. Those wild relatives naturally produced anthocyanins in their skin, but their fruit was far too small and impractical for everyday use. Rather than changing tomatoes in a laboratory, Myers and his team spent years crossbreeding those wild plants with ordinary garden tomatoes. Season after season, thousands of flowers were pollinated by hand. Most of the results weren't impressive. Some plants produced poor quality fruit. Others lost the purple coloring altogether. But after nearly a decade of careful selection, everything finally came together. In 2011, the indigo rose was officially introduced. It became the first widely available tomato bred to develop high levels of anthocyanins directly in its fruit through conventional breeding. Its appearance confused gardeners everywhere. Normally, tomatoes become brighter as they ripen. Indigo rose does the opposite. The areas exposed to sunlight turn an almost jet-black purple, while the shaded side gradually changes to a deep red. Even stranger, shiny skin usually means the fruit isn't ready. Once the dark surface becomes dull instead of glossy, it's finally ripe. That simple detail caused countless first-time growers to harvest their tomatoes too early. Today, indigo rose has inspired dozens of colorful descendants, including cherry, pear, and paste varieties, proving that one successful breeding project can reshape an entire category of tomatoes. But while scientists spent 10 years creating indigo rose, another breeder spent far longer chasing his dream. Green zebra tomato. Some inventions happen overnight. Others take decades. The green zebra belongs in the second category. Its creator, Tom Wagner, developed an obsession with tomatoes while growing up in Kansas. As a teenager, he discovered an old green when-ripe variety called Evergreen. It had wonderful flavor. It also had one major flaw. The fruit cracked so easily that much of the harvest became unusable before reaching the kitchen. Most people would have simply planted something else. Tom Wagner decided to fix the problem himself. In the late 1950s, he began crossing different tomato varieties, hoping to combine evergreen's flavor with stronger, crack-resistant fruit. The first attempts were disappointing. Some plants still split open. Others lost the green color completely. Instead of giving up, Wagner kept saving seeds from the best performers every single season. Years passed. Then more years. His breeding program became a long-term project fueled almost entirely by patience. Finally, after roughly 15 years of experimentation, one unusual plant stood out. According to Wagner, he became so excited after tasting the successful fruit inside his greenhouse that he celebrated before realizing he couldn't get back out. The greenhouse door had locked behind him. He eventually needed help from a neighbor to escape, making for one of the most memorable stories in tomato breeding history. A few years later, Green Zebra was released to gardeners. What happened next surprised almost everyone. Chefs immediately loved its appearance. The bright green skin with golden stripes looked unlike anything customers expected to see on a dinner plate. Its lively, slightly citrus flavor also made it perfect for fresh salads and gourmet dishes. Soon, Green Zebra became one of the world's most recognizable heirloom tomatoes. Its influence spread far beyond one variety. Many of today's striped tomatoes owe part of their heritage to the breeding work Tom Wagner began as a teenager. Even now, decades later, Wagner continues experimenting with new colors, patterns, and flavors, proving that tomato breeding is less about reaching a finish line and more about endless curiosity. Two remarkable tomatoes. One born from years of university research. The other from a breeder who refused to stop until he solved a problem that had annoyed him since childhood. But the next tomato looks like someone painted it by hand. Purple. Green. Red. Gold. Sometimes all on the very same fruit. And believe it or not, nature did most of the artwork.